What it do, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this look, the first thing you will need is liquid latex. So for this bottle, I paid literally $10 at Walmart, and this is a lot of liquid latex. So this is why I have a big bottle, because I use it a lot. So if you don't use it that much, you don't need such a big bottle. But we're going to be putting some liquid latex on our face in kind of like a circle, ovalish kind of shape. So just little by little, I'm forming where I want my face to be torn. So I'm putting a little bit of liquid latex, then I put tissue paper, and I'm going to be doing about 4 layers of this. So I'm just going little by little and creating the shape I want, adding some tissue paper, and then after that's done, we're going to keep on going with another layer, and so on and so forth. I'm going to do about 4 layers of liquid latex and tissue paper. So just sit back, watch, and enjoy.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Alrighty guys, for this part, I ended up changing the brush I was using. Well, not the brush, but I was using a sponge. So I changed to kind of like this sponge brush. I don't know what the technical term for this is, but I changed into that because it was just a little bit better. And the liquid latex wasn't getting all over my fingers, so it worked a lot better. You can literally get these at the 99-cent store for like $1. So you don't need that much budget for this. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and take the Wet n Wild foundation. I forgot to prime, so I'm going to go ahead and just prime my face. I did moisturize before all of this though, so I'm just going in with a primer and priming the rest of my face to really put a barrier right there. Now I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm going to start covering all the liquid latex and stuff. Make sure this is completely dry, guys, so wait a good minute before going in with any foundation. And every layer you're doing as well, make sure everything is drying properly, or else it can be a complete mess. So just make sure everything's dry, guys, and go ahead and apply your foundation to blend this into the skin to give it more of a natural look. Now going in with some foundation, I'm going to go ahead and do the normal side, if you could say. So the side that I'm just going to be doing exactly how I usually do my makeup. I'm just going to be putting on my regular steps, my foundation, my brows, my concealer. Now going in with the concealer, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Snow, and just go ahead and highlight my face just like I would any other day. And then I'm going to go ahead and just set the face like any other day as well. I'm just going to go ahead and use my Pretty Vulgar powder, and I'm just setting right underneath the eyes, on the eyelid, anywhere pretty much. That's all I'm doing right here. Then I will be going in to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nirvana palette. This is the volume 3 palette, and I'm going to be doing a simple eye, so I'm not going to really explain this that much, but I'm just going to be doing a simple eye. You can do whatever you want on the other side, guys. If you want to do a crazy eye, if you don't only want to do liner, if you want to do, I don't even know. You can do whatever kind of eye you want on this side. I just went for a simple eye, pretty much just 2 shades of brown, and then cut my crease and put some glitter on the crease. But you guys can definitely do something a lot simpler, something a lot of more crazy and detailed, however you'd like. But I kind of just wanted to go for a normal other like eye kind of side. So right here, I'm just cutting my crease, and then I will be applying a shimmer shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nirvana Volume 3 palette. So right here, just go ahead, cut your crease.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Guys, now going in with that shade right there. It's kind of like a champagne-y shade. Wetting my brush to give a little bit more of payoff on that color. Just applying it right onto my lid. Now I'm going to be going back into the palette and taking this D1 shade, which is kind of like a brownish burnt orange shade. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend the two shades together to really give that blended out effect like I always do. So you guys kind of know the drill on all this, doing the lower lash line with that same brown, smoking it out with a lighter brown. You guys know the drill. I know you guys do. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to putting on a lash, and then we're going to go straight into some bronzer. I'm taking my Fenty Beauty bronzer and just bronzing up the face, pretty much just contouring wherever I would on my usual day-to-day. And then I'm going to go ahead and go into some bake and bake right underneath my contour. And then as well going in with some blush to really give my skin some life, because we want to look very full of life on that side. So right here I'm going in with an Anastasia Beverly Hills blush trio and just blushing up them cheeks. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Amarizi highlight from Anastasia Beverly Hills, hitting that inner corner and hitting my brow bone as well as my cheekbone, and just giving me that glow. By now you can just go ahead and dust off that bake underneath your contour, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the other side. We're going to start doing the Frankenstein side. So this part, I'm going to start peeling off the liquid latex and kind of stretching it to kind of give me that torn off effect. I'm just going ahead and doing this with my fingers, and then I also am going to take a little pair of scissors and kind of cut pieces kind of to maneuver the shape I want to, so it can look more realistic. I will tell you, these little scissors are sharp and you're by your face. So please be careful and do not cut yourself, because that very possible can happen. So just be careful. And as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and pull on that to give me that stretched out, torn off effect. Right here, as you can see, guys, I'm very close to my eyebrow as well as very close to my my hairline. So if you are putting liquid latex on your hair, like by your hairline or by your brows, please, please, please do not forget to put some Vaseline on your hair just to protect that, because I lost a couple baby hairs doing this and taking it off afterwards. Yeah, it was kind of painful. So I suggest you guys put some Vaseline on there just to give some like protection to your hairs, or else you're gonna be having some bald spots and stuff. And I am not reliable if you have any bald spots. I'm so sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I warned y'all though. I warned y'all. That's all I have to say. So right here, just pretty much doing that same process all around the face, pretty much removing it. But be careful removing this from the skin. Do not go too ham and then rip the whole thing off. You want to go gently, little by little. As you can see right here, I had a little bit of my eyebrow stuck on to the liquid latex, you see? So I had to go in with some Vaseline and do it very carefully, because I did not want a bald spot on my brow. My brows are very important to me, so no. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right here. Just doing it all around and maneuvering it exactly how I want it. As you can see right here, now that's the kind of look I was going for. Alrighty guys, moving right along, I went ahead and used this NYX Vivid Bright Cream, and this is in the shade Get Money, because we out here getting money. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say, if you guys have a water activated paint for this, go ahead and use that instead because I literally just used what I had already. But if I had a water activated paint in green, I way rather use that than this. Continuing on, we're going to go ahead and glue down the brow. I'm only gluing down half of my brow because I only want to cover half of pretty much my arch. I want to cover up my arch so I can get more of a straight brow effect. So that's what I'm doing here, just putting one layer on, letting it dry a little bit, then putting a next layer on, making sure they're very flat, and then I'm going to go ahead and go in with a, what is it called? Translucent powder, thank you. But I'm just going to go ahead, put some translucent powder on the end of that brow, dusting it, well, letting it bake for a little bit, then I'm going to go ahead and dust it away, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover it with that green shade we are using on the rest of the half face. So I will say that this green cream was not meant for this, but it did the job. It really ended up being fine. There is some spots that aren't very, very pigmented, and there is like a couple spots, but later on in the actual tutorial, I end up kind of maneuvering that so it doesn't look like that, and it'll look a lot more covered up and better. So I promise, guys, you got to trust the process. You got to trust the process, I promise you. Anyways, moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and start creating the straight brow. So I'm just using the front of my brow and just creating a straight line from that. And then going ahead and filling it in. I'm using the Maybelline Pot Eyeliner in the shade Black and just going ahead and filling that in. And then after this, I will go in with a black shade. Any black shade will do, guys, whatever you have. And I'm going to go ahead and just fill in that brow to really make it super duper black. Alrighty, just right there. And now we're going to go ahead and go in to my Kat Von D concealer. This is in the shade White Out. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight the face wherever I would do on a normal day-to-day basis. So I'm going to go ahead, highlight underneath the eye, on the eyelid, on the forehead, the chin, wherever you want. So right there, that's all I'm doing. I really like what this did to it. It made it look a lot better, you know, and it covered up some of those splotchy parts that I had. So this is what I'm doing right here. And then in a little bit, I will be going in with some setting powder and just setting everything in place. And then we're going to move on to some more details to really make this monster Frankenstein pop. Alrighty, guys, moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and take this black shade with a little bit of that green shade, and I'm going to start putting that into the front of my eye crease and kind of bringing it up to the brow. And I'm just going to really deepen that up, and then I'm going to go ahead and take it a little bit into my crease, and then moving on to the next shade, I'm going to go in with you'll see right here, hold on, just blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. And this is the Morphe 35B palette, if you guys are wondering. Going in with that darker green, I'm going to start kind of winging out that shade right there. And just kind of doing it. I don't know what I'm doing on this eye right now, guys. Honestly, I just winged it. So you guys can definitely do that as well. Just wing whatever you want. You can do more of a greenish eye, whatever you guys please, whatever y'all want. Taking that same shade of green, I'm going to start creating kind of like a halo eye. So taking that in the outer and then a little bit in the inner corner as well, as you'll see. But right here, I'm just deepening up that outer corner, then moving on into the inner corner and taking it into the crease. That's pretty much what I do for that. And then I go ahead and take that lighter shimmer green and just hit that right in the middle of my eye. And that's pretty much what I do. Now, moving on with some black eyeliner. This is just a Lorac eyeliner. I go ahead and put that on the top and waterline of my eye. And then on the bottom, I go ahead and just smudge it out with a dark green and black, and pretty much just mix two of those shades and go ahead and blend out the lower lash line. Nothing too crazy on the eyes, guys. Literally, boom, boom, bang. That's all it is. It's not a lot. Now, moving on to the contours of the face. I'm going to go ahead and take that green and start contouring the face. So, the temples, and then I'm going to move on to the cheekbones. So, I'm kind of maneuvering these cheekbones to look a little more sunken in and really be there, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of making this face so I can see what the natural cheekbones of my face already are. So that's what I'm doing right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and make them really look hollowed and sunken out. As saying this, guys, we are contouring, and at the same time, we are going to be highlighting. So right here, I'm really deepening this up with a darker shade, and then going right after with a fluffy brush, taking white, just a plain old white, whatever white you have, and putting it right on top of that. So they can look a little more sunken in and really popped out kind of effect. Does that make sense? So if you can see right there, it really helps the cheekbone kind of pop and look very sunken in, zombie-like, if you'd say. A Frankenstein girl-like, if I will say so myself. No, I'm just kidding. But that's all I'm doing right here. And then I'm also going to be taking that white and taking it underneath that contour. So right here, I'm taking that white and taking it underneath to really give me that hollowed out effect. I really want this to look really popped out and just realistic. So this is what I'm doing right here. Now I'm going to go in with these two shades and just go across my jawline. You guys know the drill, exactly where you would contour the actual face. You are contouring this zombie Frankenstein kind of face. And I'm just going to keep going back in with that highlighted white. So just a plain old matte white, and just kind of highlight the parts that I want a little more sunken in looking. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I go back in with that white right on top. As you can see, it really helps me like give that illusion of realistic sunken in cheekbones. She is cut and crisp. Now I'm going to go in with that silver metallic shade. I'm all over the place with these palettes, I know, guys, but just whatever you got works, I promise. So right here, I'm just taking that metallic gray shade and really hitting that cheekbone as my highlight. Now I'm going to be taking a matte black, whatever matte black, and I'm going to start creating the, what's it called? Stitches. There we go. I took a little bit of that silver shade and created a line. Then I went in with a eyeliner and started putting a line between that silver and then start creating the stitches. So this really matters with the really highlights, and all the highlights kind of make it look more realistic. That's what I'm trying to say. So right here, I'm just creating those stitches, giving them different shapes, slightly tilting one here and there. So now I'm going in with a white cream lipstick, and I'm just going to start highlighting right on those stitches to really make them pop and look more realistic on the skin. And this is the lip palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. You guys know I like to use this for Halloween looks. So right here, I'm doing the same process right on the brow, just going in with that silver shade, creating it, and then creating the stitches and adding the highlight to it. I'm going to be doing the same exact process on the brow, and I also will be creating a stitch on my cheek right here. So I'm just starting to create the stitches, creating little balls at the end of each stitch to kind of make it look that that's where they stitched it in, and then just going in with the white, same thing, and just highlighting to really make them stand out and pop out of the skin. So that's what I'm doing here. After this, guys, I literally just go ahead, pop on a lash, and now we're going to go ahead and do the sides of the face. So this is what's going to make it look like I just teared open my skin and there's a Frankenstein girl underneath. So I'm going in with some reds, some purples, some browns in this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. lip palette, and I'm just pretty much just roughening up the edges, making it look bruised, making it look like I just tore my skin open, literally. So that's what I'm doing here. And this, you can never go too much with this, guys. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of a red and purple shade and just shade around, making it really look bruised up. I honestly later on wish I would have done it even more than I already did. I really wanted just to deepen it up and give that shading in there so it looks really realistic. And you can also go inside the liquid latex to really cover up that white in there, which that's what I'm doing right here. Alrighty guys, so add a little more detail. I went ahead and just got a little bolt that is any regular little bolt you might have hanging around your house. But I just took some lash glue and put that on the side of the bolt and then just sticked it right on my face. Right there, and that's what I'm saying, I kind of covered the brow a little bit, but it's fine. The more detail, the better, right? Now going in with a Q-tip and scar blood. So this right here is going to make everything just look really, really realistic. So this blood is kind of thick and gives it more like a scabby, like gross, realistic kind of look. So I went ahead and just applied that all around the wound, as well as a little bit on that little bolt that I sticked onto my head. And moving right along, I go ahead and use a black lipstick. This is the Kat Von D lipstick in the shade Slayer. And I'm just doing half of my lips black, and then I go ahead and use the MAC lipstick in Velvet Teddy, and I do the other side in a nude. So that's what I'm doing right here. And this is where everything is starting to come together, guys. Everything's literally coming together. It's looking cute, and I really hope you guys recreate this look because I love it. Anyways, continuing on, now I'm just going to go ahead and put that nude shade on the other side. That's what I'm doing right here. Then moving on, I'm going into some gel blood. And this is more of a liquidy, kind of dripping kind of blood. So I went ahead and just used a brush and starting applying it around the whole cut, or the whole wound, just to give it more of a drippy, realistic blood look. And I honestly love this. The more types of blood you use, the more realistic it's going to look, guys. So I really suggest you using 2 types of blood. You can find these at the Halloween store, and they're not that expensive. So I went ahead and gave myself a little bit of a bloody nose on that side. And now going ahead and just highlighting that inner corner with that silver and popping in a green contact. And there she is, guys. That is my half-torn Frankenstein.
Alrighty, guys. So this is going to be the completed look for this torn Frankenstein face. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I honestly love how it turned out. And these are literally things that I already had here in my vanity, because I didn't have face paint. You guys saw I used this NYX eyeliner. I literally used everything that I already had here. So this is really simple, guys. The only thing you might have to go probably get is gonna be the liquid latex if you don't have it, or so on and so forth. But it's really not that hard of a look, guys. You should definitely go ahead and try it. Go ahead, leave me a comment down below if you do try it. Tag me on Instagram, do all that good stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You guys know the drill. And I am going to be coming out with some more Halloween videos because October isn't over, baby. My birthday's coming up. I have some things planned for all that. So you will see me here next Friday. Oh, no, not next Friday. This Friday, you will see me here Friday with a new video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to turn on the little notification bell so you can get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I'll see you next time.